The woman was kept completely naked. What I still remember clearly is the corpse. She was very beautiful, and even the blood was cleaned up nicely. It looked as if her whole body had been washed and purified. Ibaraki Prefecture, Nihari District, Hachiri Town. Former beautician woman murder case, commonly known as the Q3 Case 19. Around 4 p.m. on January 13, 1993, in the National Forest in Hachiri Town, former beautician Michiko Yajima. At 22, she was found dead and naked, having been stabbed multiple times in the chest. Despite the extremely brutal method, there was almost no blood on the body, and it was found in a state that seemed as if it had been cleansed. It's seen as a bizarre case. Because of that, it is known as a bizarre case that occurred in 1993. It is called the Q3 incident, this case 15 years after it occurred in January 2008. The perpetrator was never caught, and the case expired unsolved due to the statute of limitations. Now, here are the details of the case. She worked as a hairdresser until the end of November 1992. She reportedly resigned to attend driving school. Her body was found around 7:30 a.m. on January 12, 1993, the previous day. She was wearing dark-colored clothes and took a taxi from her apartment to a nearby driving school. It has been confirmed that she was at the driving school until around 10:30 a.m. And then, on the day of the incident, the next day, she was taking her graduation test at the driving school from 9 a.m. that day. If she passed, she would have signed a contract to buy her own car, but she failed. That was around 10 a.m. because she failed. She booked a lesson for 11 a.m. the next day, the 14th, and walked home around 11 a.m. This was clearly witnessed by an instructor at the school. According to the police investigation after she left the driving school, there was no evidence that she used a taxi or a bus. Since then, her whereabouts are unknown. Also, if she had passed the graduation test, she would have had lessons until 5 p.m. So it's unlikely that she had any special plans. There was also no sign that she had returned to her apartment. At the time, a retired prefectural police officer who was in charge of the investigation said that she came into contact with the perpetrator soon after leaving the driving school and was taken away by car. He said that there is a high possibility that she was taken away just like that. Around 4 p.m. on the 13th, her body was found about 18.5 kilometers northeast of the driving school. Death was estimated between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. on the previous day, the 12th. Therefore, I believe the former prefectural police officer's earlier assessment is likely correct. There were numerous stab wounds on the body, some of which were deep enough to reach the heart. The wounds suggest a spatula or blade over 10 centimeters long was used. Marks on the neck showed it was strangled with a cord with no signs of resistance. There were no fibers or debris on the wounds, and although death was from blood loss, there were no blood stains on the skin. Not a single drop of blood was found at the scene. From that, we can infer that the culprit killed the victim somewhere else and then placed the body in the bathtub, and took actions such as washing and cleaning the body. Took actions such as washing their own body and then conducted interviews. We worked hard to gather witness information but got no significant results. Also because the way the murder was committed resembled the movie Basic Instinct. We investigated the customer lists at rental video stores and pursued the investigation from every possible angle. However, we were unable to narrow down the suspect profile. Yes, that's right, unfortunately it wasn't enough. 15 years after the incident, in January 2008, the statute of limitations expired, making it an unsolved case. Soon after she died, her grandfather passed away too. Her father, Toshiaki, also passed away in January 2006 without being able to tell her mother about the arrest of the perpetrator. She was a cheerful and friendly, lovable child since she was little. Her family and friends remain deeply saddened with no hope for progress in the situation. But even if an accident occurs, unless the truth is revealed, the case cannot be considered closed. I sincerely hope that the person responsible will pay for their crime accordingly. Well then, thank you for watching and let's meet again in the next video. Bye.